Welcome to the Pat Sheranian Show. Thank you so much for joining us again today. As you know, I'm here every day with wonderful and interesting people. And if you're looking at pat.utahvalleylive.com, you can see that I've got a dozen bags of popcorn, a big container, and another one. And this is Popcorn Day, and I want to tell you, every Christmas, this is what I do for my neighborhood. I had the good fortune to meet Deric Glissmeyer, I don't know how many years ago. And
it's been about 7.
About 7 years, you joined the Chamber of Commerce. And since then, I've been buying popcorn from him every Christmas. If no one else shows up, I'm going to. I love this, and we're going to get into it. And while he's talking, I'm probably going to eat the whole bag of chocolate popcorn, which is my totally favorite. If you're listening on KHQN 1480 AM, we appreciate you being with us today. And we'll just crunch away, and you can hear us crunch, and we'll try and describe these different bags of popcorn, where you can get it, what the cost is, and we're just going to have a blast for the next 55 minutes or so. But we're going to take a quick break right now, come back and properly introduce you to Deric, and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Mary Louise Zeller, an independent distributor with Kayani. I, in 3 years, have achieved the rank of Blue Diamond. Let me tell you about one of Kayani's 3 products they call the Triangle of Health. It's called Sunset, Kayani Sunset. It's based on wild Alaskan sockeye salmon, so it's a very, very high quality omega-3 fish oil. And it's guaranteed to be free of toxic chemicals like cadmium, mercury, PCBs, all of which cause cancer. But this is guaranteed to be mercury-free. What makes this product a breakthrough in human health product, though, are the vitamin E tocotrienols that it's preserved by. And these tocotrienols, if you even go to PubMed.gov, Public Medicine, the U.S. National Medical Library online, put in the search box tocotrienols, and you will see that if it's not talking about cardiovascular health, brain health, it's talking about being anti-tumor, anti-cancer. This product is a breakthrough in human health. Hi, I'm Mary Lou.
Okay, we're back. Thank you for joining the Pat Sheranian Show, and I'd like you to meet Deric Glissmeyer. Did I do that right?
Yep.
And he's going to tell you about his company, but let's start with, where the heck are you from? I don't know that we ever talked about that, because I was always rushing in and saying, I need a great big bag of popcorn, and then rushing out and coming back again for more up at your shop. So let's start with, how in the world does anybody get in the popcorn business?
Well, the roots of my birth and all that fun stuff is all over the country. My parents are from Salt Lake and Bountiful, a couple generations back there, and then my dad got into the art program. Got accepted into LA Art School, so we moved out there where I was born, and we moved all over the country.
Where in LA?
Just Santa Monica, actually.
Okay, because I lived many years in Westwood.
Oh, yeah.
Beverly Hills area. Raised my kids on the Santa Monica beaches.
Yeah, well, that's where we were raised for a few years. My dad graduated, got a job in advertising, and so that sent him around. When people ask me how many places have I lived, I'm like, probably close to 8 or 9. They're like, oh, military? I said, no, advertising. So they're like, what?
Where the work is
yeah.
where you go.
Yeah. So we moved to Pennsylvania. My brother was born there. And then we moved to Michigan, Chicago, Kansas City. So Kansas City is where I grew up mostly. And I came out here to go to school in BYU and fell in love and loved the place and stayed here working with WordPerfect and Novell. So people were like,
really?
well, how did you get into popcorn?
Yeah, right. The easy segue to me.
That's right. So the little joke is that there's kernels of information in software and there's kernels in popcorn. So
there you go.
That's the transition.
That's a little joke.
Very minor. So.
But there really has to be a story there. So because I know you started out as Colorado popcorn, I think, and now you are Utah
Kernels
popcorn.
Yep.
Utah Kernels popcorn, and if you're driving around, you're going to want to head right there, because they're easy to get to, and I think you open from 11 to 7. I think I saw that. And truly, every need that you have, you can take care of right in the shop. It's just really fun. The first time I was out there, they had some different containers and so forth, but now it's just a pure joy. It's like it's a real Christmas store.
Yeah, there's a lot of things we can do. We have a couple of great store managers that can do the wrapping, and they can put DVDs and books in it, and we do customized labeling for people, customized tin work if you need that done.
Really?
Yeah, people just come in and they see what we offer, and then their imagination runs wild, and we can help them out.
And you do whatever.
Yeah,
that works.
As long as it has popcorn in it.
Do you ship all over everywhere?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can ship all over the
Worldwide?
country. We can ship worldwide. It gets a little challenging with the customs and tariffs, but if people are willing to pay for it, we're willing to do it.
You're willing to do it.
Yeah.
I want to hear about your back room because I see them coming and going through doors, and I see vats and things going on back there. But I've always wanted to go back and kind of walk through. But, of course, we're not allowed back there. And I wasn't ready to put a hairnet on to go back there. So talk to me a little about, you said you got in the popcorn business, but nobody just gets in the popcorn business. You had to think about it.
Yeah, we did. Having been with Novell and Word Perfect for about 13 years, well,
Really?
11 years, and
You
surviving.
just wanted to get out of the corporate thing?
Well, it wasn't so much of a get out. They were known for having layoffs. So
Oh,
I
yes.
survived 13 layoffs, and the 13th one got me and the rest of my team. And at that point, my wife and I went, let's do something different. So there was a transition because it wasn't getting laid off, and I started a popcorn business. I went over to work at NetVision, which was a great company that supported Novell. And then I went to work at GE Medical. And after surviving GE Medical for a year and a half, I realized, they're letting people go, or people are leaving and they're not backfilling at all. We're just getting more and more work. And so after almost my second New Year's Eve over at GE Medical, we were told in our group that we had to stay there New Year's Eve. That was the deciding factor right there.
They downsized the people, and yet the company was still growing. And so
Yeah.
you were all working extra hours and holidays, and I've been there, done that, and it's not fun.
Yeah, and we did that with different jobs before, but this time my wife and I said, let's find something different. If we're going to work this many hours, why aren't we working for ourselves?
So what did you say to her? Or what did she say? You didn't just say, let's do popcorn.
It was kind of a combination of, you're working all these hours, and I'm like, I'm hearing these people that when they leave, they start another business. Let's start looking for something else. And so we realized we wanted to do something that people enjoyed. We wanted to have appeal to women. We wanted to be able to have a consumable. And so we started looking around, and my dad's like, I met this guy that left Quest back then and started a popcorn business. Why don't you call him and just ask some questions? How did you start your business? Stuff like that. And so a number of calls, probably about 4 or 5 months, I finally went, why don't we franchise? Would you be willing to let us franchise over here in Utah? And he said, no, I don't want to franchise. I've heard there's nightmares about that. He goes, how about partnering? I said, I've heard there's nightmares about partnering. And he goes, but I think that would be the best fit. You've got some, marketing background, public relations, the web he wasn't familiar with. And so we partnered. And 7 years later, we're still partnering. And he has Colorado kernels, and I have now called Utah kernels. Yeah.
Well, are you thinking of going further than this?
We would love to. It just depends on the market and depends on the opportunity. So you just got to get all your ducks in a row, so to speak.
But you would do it if you had the opportunity.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And if somebody was listening and thought this would be fun, and they're in another part they're watching us somewhere because, we're on the internet, we're streaming video live all over the place. So if somebody else wanted to open up, you would consider?
Absolutely.
So then how do you know, okay, so everything has been developed by this time. He's got all the machinery and things that you need.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yeah, he'd been in business about a year by then. So that was the other thing that drew us in, is he's already got the baseline. He knows what he's doing. He's got the books to follow up on that. We have the process down. He knows what people to kind of market to. Excuse me. And so from that, it was just we need to have him come out and train us. We obviously had to work.
We is just you and your wife.
Just me and my wife. Yeah, we started it. Our kids were, probably 12, 10, and 8 at that point.
I remember that they were little.
Just little guys.
Elementary school kids.
Right.
Around.
Yeah. So we had a boy, girl, boy, and they'd come and help us out every once in a while, and we had labeling that had to be done, so they could do labeling or, moving the boxes around, stuff like that. We didn't get them doing the food stuff at that time because it was, there's a cooker's hot, the poppers, stuff like that, and Utah agriculture would not be approving of that. So
no.
we had to dot our I's and cross our T's.
So because this is considered a food, so you have to meet all those regulations and obligations, so I can understand that. Now, have you moved since you started out in your first space out there? Somebody told me you had moved. Did you move this year?
The first time we met you was American Fork, and after our 3-year lease was up, we had the opportunity to expand. So we moved to Orem, and it's 569 North, 1200 West in Orem. Just if people are familiar where that Winco is and Center Stage Dance, We're south of Winco, right next to Center Stage Dance and the strip mall there.
It's really, 1200 West is sort of a frontage road to
Yeah.
the I-15 on the east side of the I-15 freeway. And as I recall, since I only go out there once a year, I've got to repent and come out more often. But you're between Center Street and 800 North.
Yep.
On 1200 West.
Yeah, and if people take the 800 North exit, you just go south 2 blocks.
Just go south
right
2
there.
blocks and you're right there. And it really is a fun place to go. It's hard to take kids in there because you can't get them out.
Yeah.
They become very demanding. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about what goes into the popcorn, because I buy popcorn, other people buy popcorn. We go to the grocery store, we buy popcorn. We go to the movies, and we shouldn't buy that popcorn because it's killer with salt and butter on it, but we do. And so talk to me about the quality of popcorn. What makes this so different? Because it is. And
Absolutely.
I love popcorn. So I'm not going to say I'm a connoisseur of popcorn, but I'm close. So
Well, if you're eating our popcorn, you're a connoisseur.
that's it. Absolutely.
We do have a higher end popcorn because it's made with all natural products and more quality. Like the chocolate is Guittard chocolate, which is one of the last family-owned chocolaters
It
in
is so
America.
good. I had him. He brought a bag, and I said, "I haven't had breakfast yet, so okay, I'm having a late brunch, early lunch."
And there is a trace of protein in popcorn they found. So
Oh,
very small.
That makes me feel a lot better. A lot better. Okay, so all right, what am I eating? I'm eating
The chocolate avalanche.
The chocolate avalanche. What holds it all together?
The caramel.
The
It's
caramel.
a caramel
so it's
base.
Caramel base.
With the chocolate, we've got the semi-sweet chocolate with white chocolate, more of a vanilla white chocolate. And the two together have a really good taste. I have people that say they don't like semi-sweet or dark chocolate. They try this and they really like it
is
because
so
it's more of a
good.
mild.
Don't you wish you were here with us?
Yeah.
Eating all this popcorn. You can, if you're, the radio folks can hear me crunching away, but it really is wonderful. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, half a dozen or more bags of different kind of popcorn. So we're going to talk about how you decide and create different kinds of popcorn. You talk. I'm busy eating.
Oh, no problem. Well, our business partner, also Dave Weber and Galen Weber, they started their business in Colorado Springs.
Okay.
So anybody listening to this can go to coloradokernels.com or utahkernels.com. You can get the same quality product.
Or if you're in Colorado,
Yep.
then you can go to the office there.
Go to the store in Colorado Springs, just off Janitel Road. And so Dave pretty much concocted all of this. He had some other popcorn places around that area, and he looked at what they offered and said, I think I can improve it. And lo and behold, we have about 21 flavors that we rotate.
You do?
Uh-huh. Yeah, we have
I
anything
told
from...
somebody he had 15 the other day.
It keeps growing.
21?
We have a
Yum.
We have a couple employees that like dabbling in the gourmet area. So one of our employees, Kim Baker, she just created snickerdoodles a couple months ago.
Snickerdoodles?
Just like the cookie.
Is it here?
I didn't bring it. I forgot that one.
Rush.
But we've
Okay.
had apple cinnamon.
Well, let's show some of this to our
Okay.
viewing audience, and then we'll talk a little bit about on the radio so they know what we're doing. Now, this one is green and red.
That's the apple
Popcorn
cinnamon.
is green and red. Can you see? Oh, yeah, you can see this. And we've been showing pictures off your website also.
Great.
Okay, there it is. And this is apple cinnamon. This is good because
Yeah.
I've had this, and this is great. Okay, so this is how much in here?
There's about a pound in there. It's probably about 12 to 14 ounces.
Okay.
And that tall bag is $7.50. Your listeners will get a 10% discount when they mention your name when they come in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if they say KHQN, radio, or Pat Dot, get that far,
Yep.
then they get a 10% discount.
Absolutely.
That works at Christmas. We'll take it. Okay, so this is a big seller at Christmas, obviously. And where's the all red one? There's the all red one. I've been in on Valentine's, and I have gotten this one at Valentine's. And this is a cherry cordial. I'm spitting popcorn all over the microphone here. Blah. Okay, and this is really, really good. This has a very, of course, cherry flavor to it, but it's great for Valentine's as well as Christmas.
Mother's
Okay.
Day, Valentine's.
Right,
big
okay.
ones.
And then there's a green one. I want the green one. It works for Christmas, but it works for St. Pat's Day also.
Yep.
And you have to know I'm part Irish. So this is a caramel apple, and this really does taste like apple, but it's popcorn.
Yeah, people are surprised with the green popcorn. They're taken aback, and then they try it, and it's just green apple.
It's just green apple, and
Yeah,
it is
and
really
the
good.
caramel.
So what is in all of this? Obviously it's popcorn, but are you using a syrup? What are you using? A caramel base for most of them?
We actually use just sugars. We'll use a brown and a white sugar combined with some other secret ingredients to create the caramel.
Secret ingredients.
Absolutely.
Okay, so how do you get the apple flavor in this?
We buy an apple flavoring that's really good, and you just sprinkle it across.
Natural stuff?
It's natural.
Okay.
The coloring is not natural, but the rest of the sugars in are. And then we put that into the mix of the cooking, bubbling sugars and dump the popcorn in, the white popcorn, and it comes out colored.
Okay, I'm going to give a phone number because call them, and if you can order over the phone and go in and pick up,
Absolutely.
which makes it nice. So this size is a pound size, and it's about $7.50. And if you mention the radio or that you saw it streaming, then you get a 10% discount. And they can actually take a credit card, and they can ship it for you. Trust me. Truly trust me. This is really, really good. This size is a little bit smaller. It's about half the bag, right?
Right.
And this is how much?
That's $4.25, and that's about 6 to 7 ounces.
And that is so good. Okay. These are both
Those
chocolate.
are the chocolate avalanche. Hold
Chocolate
up the
avalanche. I can hold this one up because I didn't open it. The other one's spilling all over the table. Okay, where am I? Here. Okay. So this is the pound, and it's got chunks of chocolate in there. So if you love chocolate, I don't know a woman that doesn't love chocolate. Men too. But women, I just love chocolate. It's part of my downfall.
Yeah, my wife.
It's part of my downfall.
My wife found a plaque that said, "Forget love, I'd rather fall in chocolate."
That's it, all in chocolate. And you can do it with this popcorn. It is really yummy. Now, you have used some white and dark chocolate here.
Yeah, it's a semi-sweet and then a white vanilla chocolate.
That is so good. Okay, the number again is 224-1081. Is that right? 224-1081. 801, of course. And it's Utah Kernels. And you've got a nice website.
Thank you.
Did you build that?
We actually had a couple students at Mountain Ridge Junior High do it, or not, sorry, Mountain View High School.
Mountain View?
Yeah.
They built it for you. Well,
Yep.
that's great. Nice to know what kids are doing, and wish I could keep up when it comes to that.
Yeah, they're
Okay,
talented.
now this is $7.50. We got that down. And this one then is
It's $4.25.
$4.25?
Uh-huh.
So the chocolate costs a little bit more, or no?
We price everything at the same. It's
You
going to
do?
all equal out in the end.
Because I would think, of course, I'm so partial to this.
If you want to pay extra, just give the store manager a tip.
You're so bad. Okay, now is this the same as the? This is
That's the
this
cherry
is a
cordial.
little one.
Yeah, those are our
So
mini
you
bags.
have 3 sizes here.
Yep.
That I'm trying to work around this big bag in front of us.
And then that one.
Okay, and then this one. Okay, there you go. So this little one is how much?
That's $1.75 or $1.50.
Now that's a perfect stocking stuffer.
It's very good.
That is a really nice stocking stuffer, and there's nothing in there except fun.
A little-
It's just fun. And
Make-
this one is this cherry.
That's
Yep,
the cherry
that's
cordial.
the cherry. But you also have that in chocolate. Okay, Halloween. I actually came up and got popcorn one Halloween, and this is the orange, and it's called cheddar
Jalapeno.
jalapeno. Hot.
Yeah.
But not bad. It's
we have
not
3
bad.
orange flavors. We have regular orange, which tastes like an orange.
I
and
would
then
have
we have
never,
cheddar.
ever bought anything hot, so it must have been the orange flavor, because I'm thinking this is
Yeah.
orange, not orange flavor. Okay.
Yeah, this cheddar jalapeno is more on the mild hot side than the medium or hot.
Again, perfect size for stocking stuffer. Absolutely perfect. Now, I'm going to tell you what I do. I go and find these little bags at the market in different places, and they're just a super good size. He didn't bring a bulk, but bulk is if you do the great big bag. It's this bag right here that you can see in front of me, but it's just full of popcorn. It doesn't have the bags in it. It's just full of popcorn. How much is that? What did I pay for
If
these big
you get
bags?
the chocolate avalanche or any of the chocolate flavors, it's $7 a pound. If you
Okay.
get the non-chocolate flavors, it's $6, and then if you get the cheddars, it's $4.
So what is it in this big bag?
If you got that filled with chocolate avalanche, you're probably looking at about 5 or 6 pounds.
So that's
So
going to
you'd
cost
be about
me
$35.
$35.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that's what I buy is a great big bag filled. Then I come home and I put on a little glove, glove, and I put the popcorn in here. And then I found a place that sells ribbon this much so that I don't have to go back and buy ribbon 3 times. It's 250 yards. And I tie, well, first I do this. This is the extent of my at-home craft stuff. What are these called?
Little twisty ties.
They're little twisty ties. So I do this first. I fill it with popcorn, then I round, this, and then I put the ribbon on it, and then I put a sticker on it. And in my neighborhood, that's what everybody gets on their doorstep or on top of their mailbox or tacked to their front door somehow. And so far, everybody's just loved it. I've found you some new customers, as a matter of fact. But it's a simple way. It doesn't cost too much, and it really is a fun way to say, I love you, neighbor, with something sweet and fun. Okay, and this one is, oh, do I know this? Is this a new one?
We've had that for a while, but we rotate the colors throughout the year.
Look at all those colors, green and red and purple and yellow and...
We call that the Jelly Belly of popcorn because each of the colors match the flavor.
I'm not sure I like Jelly Belly, but whatever. It's a fruit. They're fruit flavors.
Yeah.
And that's a nice size, too. Again, this is the stocking stuffer. Okay, you're going to have to stand up and tell us about what's in these big bags over here.
So you're looking at this right here. This is a little gift box we can do. We have probably another dozen designs that are just more of the flat box like the large one there. For Halloween, for Christmas, for birthdays, for Mother's Day, stuff like that throughout the year. So our store is open all year round, and we rotate the flavors and rotate the designs based on the season.
There you go.
This one is $6.50 because it has three mini bags in it.
So
plus the nice design.
These like this stocking stuffer size, okay.
You put in there, and so for $6.50 you can grab that as a neighbor gift for the year or visiting, home teaching, whatever you want to do.
And you can use this little box over again. It has little handles on it.
Yep.
That's darling. Okay, now what's in the big one?
And then the larger one there
and you can pick popcorn, different kinds of popcorn to go in there. Okay.
The focus of our store is we provide the popcorn, and you provide the imagination as to what you want to do with it.
Okay.
People can put it in. I've had a couple people that have brought in DVDs or books, or we're working with a couple of companies that have literature that they want sent out to customers that sign up with their programs. So they email me a list, and we take care of it. Beforehand, they've obviously said, this is the popcorn we want sent out. Here's a book that we want to give them. This large gift box right there, that runs about $35. It has 4 tall bags in it, and then 2 medium bags in it. And so basically what you're looking at is you have pricing for the boxes that range from $3, $5, or $7 with the wrapping, and then whatever popcorn you put in it.
Oh, okay. But now I remember seeing tins out there.
And we have tins also.
But they're interesting tins. I mean, they're not just, they don't look like a big popcorn tin.
Yeah.
The kind you get at somewhere else.
There's all kinds of tins that we have. They have different designs. Obviously, with the Christmas season now, we have a nice blue with a silver snowflake on it. We have some Christmas tree tins that are coming in Thursday.
Oh, fun.
And some silver, gold, different colors, whatever.
Because they're wonderful to have later to put plants in.
Oh, yeah.
And I put bills in.
I have some ladies that come in that collect tins. And they're like, oh, I like that design. And they buy it. Yeah. They just buy just the tin.
Well, these are really, really fun. I would like to know, in your back room, if somebody wanted to do this, how much space would they have to have? You've got a fairly good facility, a good-sized facility.
Yeah, our storefront is probably about 800 square feet, and then our back is another 2,200 square feet. So we first started at 900 square feet in American Fork, and that was pretty cramped. And so 3,000 square feet allowed us to do more wholesale accounts. We sell to Thanksgiving Point and Taipan trading stores.
You do?
Uh-huh. And Grand America Hotel and some resorts. Yeah. So if you go to our website on the main page, it'll show you. We've had a chance to get our popcorn to some celebrities. Earlier in the years, Bill Cosby was coming to Kingsbury Hall, so I called them up and I said, "Is there any chance we could get some popcorn to him?" And they said, "Sure, just put it in care of Bill Cosby and we'll get it to him."
Oh my goodness! Anybody else we know?
Paul McCartney.
Really?
Last year when he came in town.
Tell me about it.
Oh, I didn't get a chance to meet him, obviously. They have a lot of layers of people to get to him. But I called up Real Salt Lake, and that's where he was performing, and said, is there a chance? Sheryl Crow, Colby Calais, some singers, Brian Regan, a comedian, and I used that as a reference. Is there any chance we could get Paul McCartney our popcorn? And they said, well, usually we don't do that, but you're a local company. I said, you can give it on your behalf. I'll just make it. You put it whatever you want in that. And they liked that idea, so... Hopefully he had our popcorn, but I like to go with that.
What an interesting... Yeah. Who would have thought that? I guess I didn't think about commercial because I haven't really purchased it for a company. It was always personal. But let's talk about... Let people know, because we've got people that listen that also own companies or their husbands or wives do. And so do they buy by bulk, or they buy just like what we're looking at here?
Yeah, we get a lot of corporate gifting. A lot of them like to buy either just the bags to put in their own baskets, or they come in and say, put something together like that large gift box there. We can do custom labeling or put their literature in there, or maybe they have their own tag or label that they want to put on it.
Interesting. So if maybe a big bottle of 7-Up or root beer or sparkling whatever.
Yeah.
You can put it all together and build a popcorn around it.
Yeah, absolutely. The
Martinelli's. They bring it in.
Martinelli's works great in the gift boxes.
Boxes and not too much in the back. Well, tell me the different kinds that you've got in this one, because this looks like a great assortment.
Yeah, this one has a lot of our salty flavors in it. It has caramel corn, and then it has our salt and vinegar, our kettle corn.
Wait, I don't know salt and vinegar.
We have salt and vinegar popcorn, just like the chips.
Is that new?
We've had that for a couple of years now.
I wouldn't have known. See, I go in, I buy the
well,
chocolate.
Well, you focus on Chocolate Avalanche as our best seller.
It's just crazy. I'll have to become more creative and inventive and try more things. Okay, so you've got the, I see, is that cheese?
Yeah, it's a white cheddar.
It's a white cheddar, and then you've got
the kettle corn and the caramel in the middle. And then the front has, I think, our caramel apple and cherry cordial.
Why is it called kettle corn?
Kettle corn has been around probably a good 150, 200-300 years when they first started realizing they could do corn.
That's before my time.
Way before your time.
So, but we grew up popping popcorn first in a pan, and then the top would rise.
Yeah.
Kind of a tinfoil thing.
Yeah, you have to take the lid off.
And then we had various kinds of air popcorn that came along.
Right.
But before that, my grandfather popped it. I'm trying to remember what in the world he used, because it was an open fire.
It was probably like a Dutch oven or something.
I'm thinking it was on a handle.
Oh, yeah.
And the pan, it was more like a pan. It had a lid.
Yep.
So, they grew the corn.
Yep.
Saved the corn, it dried. And then he popped it, and that's how we had popcorn for Christmas.
Yeah, it was probably a copper kettle.
That's what it was.
And that's where the kettle corn came out of, as people realized while they were popping the kettle, somebody decided to put a little sugar in with the salt, and that's how kettle corn was made.
Oh, for goodness sakes.
So your best kettle corn is at the fairs that are popped in the copper kettles. There's a seasoning, a whole process they do. We don't have the copper kettle. We have a conventional industrial popper that, it tastes really good, but the best is just right out of that copper kettle, hot.
So, but you just talked about mixing the sugar with the salt. So do you do that with all of these, or just that particular kind of kettle corn?
All of these have, there's the salty flavors, and then the kettle corn is a salt and a sweet. And so we have sweet, salty, and salt and sweet.
All right. Did I know this much about popcorn? I didn't.
Oh, there's so much to learn.
All right. So let's see. We're going to go to commercial break in a minute, but let's give your address, your phone number, how to get to you, and things like that, so people can get some orders in.
Yeah, if you take I-15 and take the 800 North exit, just go under I-15 on the east side. You'll see a Maverick. That's 1200 West. Okay. And you'll take a right just going south. We're on 569 North, 1200 West in Orem. And that number to call is 801-224-1081 or utahkernels.com. You can order online.
Online. Let's give the phone number one more time.
801-224-1081.
My guest today is the Popcorn Man. His name is Deric Glissmeyer, and we're going to be right back. So let's take a break of about 2 or 3 minutes here, and we'll be back.
Thanks for listening to our broadcast. Please do us a favor and take a moment to call, text, or email your friends and family and let them know about this show. We're live on this radio station, KHQN AM 1480, and on UtahValleyLive.com, where this show will be archived for later viewing. Also, Utah Valley Live is seeking additional programming for our growing network, talk shows about religion or politics, how-to shows, and more. Go to UtahValleyLive.com and send us your contact information and the type of show you would like to broadcast.
LDS members have unique questions when moving out of state. LDSagents.com has answers. Since 1999, LDSagents.com has been a free nationwide service connecting you with over 3,000 real estate agents who understand your needs. Tell your family members about LDSagents.com. LDS members have unique questions when moving out of state. LDSagents.com has answers. Since
Are you looking to create another revenue stream in 2012? Are you willing to put out the effort, generate some cash flow, Pat Sheranian is seeking 10 motivated individuals to join her Kyani team as independent distributors. Earn as much as you are willing to work for selling Kyani Sunrise, Sunset, Nitro FX, and Nitro Extreme. These great products are helping thousands of people enjoy better health and an improved financial situation. The most successful Kyani independent distributors started by trying the Kyani products, just as you can, virtually risk-free, as Kyani offers a 30-day money-back satisfaction guarantee. Try them and don't like them, and you'll get your money back, less the shipping costs. So many people today are challenged by obesity and diabetes, or don't have enough money for their needs, and they aren't doing anything about it. Don't be one of them. Call Pat Sheranian at 801-362-9552 to find out more about Kyani and what it can do for your health and for your wealth. That's 801-362-9552.
Welcome back to the Pat Sheranian Show, and I want you to know I endorse this popcorn. I really do. We were just laughing about that when we were off the air. I have totally enjoyed the popcorn. And we do have a chat room, so if you're at home or at your office and you'd like to make a comment that's lovely, we take all lovely comments. I think you said your wife was going to be watching on pat.utahvalleylive.com. And so say hi to us if you're out there. And if you, too, have experienced Utah Kernel popcorn, Utah Kernels, is there an S on it?
Yep.
Utah Kernels popcorn. Then by all means put a note up so we can see that and say hello. We like to have you involved with us, and one of these days we're going to get where we can immediately answer you. I've thought about a phone system, but it's about $3,000 because we're live streaming and also on the radio. So until I find a sponsor that really likes me, then we probably aren't going to have a phone system quite. But I do have a phone number you can call, 801-362-9552. And then let's start out with Deric again giving your phone number for people that might have just joined us a couple of times.
Yeah, Utah Kernels is 801-224-1081. You can go on utahkernels.com to order online, or you can call in again at 801-224-1081. Place your order there. Our store managers can take your credit card over the phone if you want.
And you ship all over the place.
Do
you hear me say we? I suddenly became part of your company.
We're one team now.
I really have become addicted to this popcorn because the flavors are good. The trick is to limit myself when I buy the bag full to one little handful, and that's it while I'm bagging it up for neighbors and friends, friendly neighbors. Okay, so we have some more things I want to talk about. You mentioned the politics of popcorn. Now, that's a stretch for me. I've learned the politics of working at BYU. I've learned the politics of, I was going to say national politics, but, I'm more confused every day by what's going on. Now I got popcorn kernels in my throat. Excuse me. That's what I get for eating on the air, but it's probably not going to stop me. So let's talk a little bit, Deric, about who's making popcorn. You mentioned that years ago we had the kernel corn, and that's where it started, probably. Is it a very competitive business now?
Yeah, there's quite a little history. Popcorn pretty well started commercially back in the mid-1800s in Chicago and New York. And
Really?
So they had two styles of popcorn. There's a company called Garrett's in downtown Chicago, and they've been around since probably 1887, somewhere around there. And they are nationally known. There's a couple other ones that sprung up in San Francisco and L.A., different. And then obviously the corn capital of the world is Iowa, which is where all of us buy our corn from.
I didn't know that. Why would I know that Iowa was the popcorn capital? Let's see. Where is the tulip capital? Probably at Thanksgiving Point.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. It's probably in
Holland, Michigan.
Maybe. I'm in Holland, Michigan. I'll buy that. Okay. So what happened then? I mean, it's you all buy from the same vendor.
There's a variety of vendors or corn growers. So popcorn is different than regular corn. There's a couple different kinds of corn. There's feed corn that goes to the pigs and
I understand that.
a lot of good stuff.
But
But
I
then the
didn't know
popcorn, there's a mushroom popcorn and a butterfly popcorn. Yeah, there's different strains, and then you've got your colored popcorn, that Indian corn as they used to
I
call it.
will never look at corn the same way again.
Oh,
okay,
it's educational.
Back up, and let's do that again. So what is the difference?
So you have mushroom popcorn,
All
which
right.
pops bigger, kind of like in a ball, like a mushroom head. And then you've got butterfly popcorn that is like a butterfly wing that you get in the movie theater stores. If you go to the movie theater and you pick up one of those kernels, you can see it spread out quite a bit, and that's because it doesn't have anything on it but the butter and salt. Where we have caramel and chocolate, we need something to hold together better. And when you come by to sample whatever you want, you can see that the popcorn is more compact, like a mushroom head.
Okay, so this would be like a mushroom head.
Mm-hmm. So we buy mushroom popcorn.
Excuse me. So when I'm buying at the store, at the market, what am I buying?
Butterfly. Yeah, you're almost always buying butterfly. You have to go to the actual growers in Iowa or Nebraska to get the mushroom popcorn.
Does the kernel look different?
The kernel is a little fatter than a butterfly. It's a little skinnier.
Same color?
Yeah, you get the white or the yellow popcorn. They still pop white. Same with Indian corn. The coloring is just by virtue of the exterior. Once it pops, going inside out, it all turns white.
So this is harvested in the
Midwest,
and it's late in the summer that most of the harvesting goes on?
Yeah. And then they stockpile it. Corn will last for decades.
It will last forever.
Yeah.
I remember my grandfather talking about it. Corn's good forever.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, so you're buying the mushroom popcorn that pops larger. So now it arrives in a bag of some type.
Yeah, we buy it by the 50-pound bags, and we buy sometimes a pallet at a time that has 50-pound bags. During our non-Christmas season, we'll pop maybe 50 to 100 pounds every couple days.
Really?
During Christmas season, we'll go through 200 to 300 pounds per day of popping popcorn.
You're moving some popcorn out
We are.
there. That is truly, it's exciting because in our economy, everybody's thinking, what can I do? What can I do? And the segue from being in the computer world to popcorn, there isn't one. But I love the fact that you said, what can we do? Yeah. What can we do with ourselves and our family that will work? And the first couple of years had to be scary.
Oh, yeah. First 3 years were
really nervous.
It was just my wife and I the first 6 months, basically. Probably 3 months. We hired one of our neighbor kids to come and help. She was 16, McKay Orton.
Okay, thank you, McKay.
She was our first employee besides our kids, and she helped us. And then we realized, we've got to keep pushing this and expanding as far as that goes. So now we have about a dozen kids throughout the day, that come in and help.
I love that. I just love it because I remember when there was just one or two.
Yeah, you knew.
And that was it, and you had to wait. I mean, there's nobody to come and help. You just kind of waited.
Right.
So the kids now are older.
Yep.
Are they around? Is this something they're looking to do?
Our oldest is 23. He's up at USU, so he's not around.
23.
Yeah, he is. I know it's a time warp. Pat, I actually have a granddaughter now.
No, you don't. Oh my goodness.
Time flies. And then our daughter, who's married and has a husband and daughter, she's 21, 22 almost. So, yeah. And then our youngest is 19, and he helps me periodically, but he's kind of his own guy right now.
So they're not going to take over the business.
Probably not. Not until you make it really big, and then they're knocking on the door, right?
Yeah, right. $100,000 a week, and then oh boy, okay, they want you. They'll take over the business. Well, I'm going to go back to the popcorn room.
Yeah.
Okay, so this arrives. And then do you do anything to it? I mean, we pop popcorn at home. We used to put oil, and then it popped. Or we did the air popping. So what do you do? How do you make this work?
Yeah, from there we have an industrial popper that pops about 8 gallons per pop. So you take 2 pounds of popcorn, put it in there with either a canola oil or a coconut oil, depending on the flavor that we want.
That's good. So
you know what? Coconut oil, in our 7 years, has gotten a bad rap every other year. And then that alternating year, it gets a good rap. So the jury's still out on whether coconut oil is still good for you or not. But my logic is it's been around for a long time. And
nobody's died
people
from
are surviving
it yet.
Yeah, and it tastes really good. So.
I truly have got to stop eating this on the air.
You need some water?
Excuse me. I apologize, radio audience. You can't see what I've done, but I got popcorn all over the top of a table here.
So we put it in our industrial popper, and it pops out. And then we have basically a tin bottom that has a bunch of holes in it, so we strain out the kernels, the old maids in there. And so from that...
So what doesn't pop, you strain, so you never get the unpopped kernel.
Yeah.
Okay, and anything else that's kind of flaky goes through. Okay. All right, so then that process, how big is this vat that you pop in? I can't imagine what
it'll hold is. Probably, 8 gallons.
Show me.
It's
This big.
8 gallons is
Okay.
about, just think of 8 gallons of milk.
Oh,
And you're
okay.
looking about like
Okay.
that much.
Okay.
So that's a lot of popcorn that comes out.
That
and
is
that bin will hold probably 30 gallons of that.
Okay, so it's just plain popcorn now.
We're just popping plain popcorn.
Okay, so when it comes out, then now what happens to it?
Then we decide based on our customer demand if it's going to turn into salty popcorn, kettle corn, or a caramel or a fruit flavored popcorn.
Okay, so tell me how that divides up.
So if we do the salty route, we have some salty flavorings and seasonings that we basically put in, X amount of popcorn per
Now they're in a different
flavoring.
vat at this point. Okay.
Yeah, at this point we take it into different bin, mix it up, and then we bag them or put them in tins for people or ship them off by bulk.
I think that you would have to believe that you have a pretty sterile environment.
Yeah, we have to make sure that.
I mean, you can't have a single hair or dust or anything else, or you're in trouble.
Yeah, we have the gloves, we have the aprons, all the stuff. The inspector was just here 2 weeks ago. Fortunately, it wasn't the busiest day of the year. I was worried he was going to come like Christmas Eve. And I'm like, please don't come Christmas Eve.
Because we're all crazy
Yeah,
around here.
or this Saturday, which will be.
this Saturday's a big one.
These are our 2 biggest Saturdays coming up.
So if you're going to go out to, what is it,
569 North, 1200 West.
569 North, 1200 West in Orem, that's the frontage road on the east side of the freeway, between Center Street, and it's really closer to 800 North,
Right.
just a couple of blocks south of 800 North. You want to do it before Saturday, because Saturday is a crazy day, and you are open good hours from 11 to 7. This gives people that are working time to come out to you on the way wherever they're going.
Yeah.
And and plenty of parking.
Plenty of
You
parking.
can always find parking
Yeah,
out there.
unless the dance studio is going full bore, but we have parking.
You
in front
do.
of our
You have
store.
parking along the way, and they're really good about waiting on you quickly. And again, we're just going to mention all kinds of tins and containers and boxes and ribbons, and if you can dream it up, they can get it fixed for you. And with many, many different kinds of popcorns. If you just joined us, what did you say, 21 different flavors now?
Right, 21 different flavors.
I'm
We
going to
have-
test you. How
Okay.
many can you name? Okay, I really want to hear them all, because
we
I
have-
thought you had 13, maybe 12.
We have 4 chocolate flavors: chocolate avalanche, cherry cordial, and white chocolate blizzard. And then in the spring, we do a strawberries and cream, which is white chocolate with
yum.
strawberries.
Yum.
And then we actually in Halloween we do a chocolate orange sometimes. Then we have our salty flavors, which is salt and vinegar, white cheddar. Then our kettle corn, which transcends both salt and sweet, and garlic parmesan that we introduced in the summer,
that would be
that's a really
good.
good one. And then the cheddar, and then the cheddar jalapeno.
Cheddar has to be very big.
The cheddar, the great thing about cheddar is I grew up on popcorn in the Midwest, so cheddar and caramel is what I remember, and I loved cheddar and caramel combined. And that's
Oh.
called Chicago style, and they were the ones that started creating that.
And that's now a label?
Yeah.
Chicago style?
You can, well, we don't call it Chicago style out here. We call it Golden Nugget.
Golden Nugget.
It's
Okay.
got the caramel and
The
then
Western sound.
Yeah, that's
okay.
right. But that's a good, it's got the salty and sweet together. And people are like, no, I don't think I want to try that. And then they eat it, they're like, oh, this is good.
So good.
Yeah.
Is there any on the table?
Well, you just combine the caramel and the cheddar and pop it in your mouth. I usually do 2 cheddar to 1 caramel. And that gives a good,
so
good
you
ratio.
just mix it all together in a bag, and
Yep.
so you can buy them separate and mix them all together.
Yep.
Yum. And if you just joined us, this is a very popular one right now because it's red and green, and it's apple cinnamon. It just is so good. My forever favorite will be the chocolate avalanche. It's sinful. I have to repent, particularly if I eat the whole bag. Then I repent and I don't eat for about 4 days, and I drink a lot of water. And but there's such good flavors. Okay, we're down to about 6.
And the other remaining ones are we've got River Bottom Crunch, which is caramel and almonds. And then we have the caramel apple, the apple cinnamon.
Caramel and almonds?
Yeah, those, you can't beat that.
Oh.
And that's got the protein in it.
Oh, God.
got the almonds.
I'm so good. That'll be the one I should eat. Healthy. Okay. And then what else?
And then we have the variety of fruit flavors. We have blueberry, which we sell to BYU. We call it BYU blueberry.
You do?
Blueberry with kettle corn makes the blue and the white. And then we can do the cherry and the white for those other teams.
Those other teams, we won't say University of Utah.
My brother and
whose
sister-in-law.
coach just came into more millions of dollars.
Oh, yeah. My brother's a Ute fan. I'm a BYU fan. You know, so
that
there's
makes
the
it
rivalry.
interesting. As a kid, did you ever have popcorn fights where it was all over the place?
I don't think we ever did. We had other fights, more cereal fights probably.
That's probably true. I know I came home one day. It was when I was making films, and I'd been out with James Arness, and he came in the door with me, and oh my gosh, my kids had a fight in the living room with pillows and peanut butter, and there were feathers and peanut butter all over the house. But they've also done the popcorn thing, and it wound up everywhere. I mean,
kids don't listen.
I
to
don't
this.
think Jim Arness was very impressed, and he was ready to go back to Gunsmoke by the time he experienced my children that day.
How did they get the peanut butter involved?
They were in the kitchen. One was in the kitchen, and the two of them wanted to get the peanut butter at the same time, and that's where it started. And somebody had a pillow in her hand, and I had 4 boys, and 3 boys and a girl at that point. Later had another boy, but they started fooling around, and the pillow got split, and it went from the kitchen to the living room. I mean, it was awful. And when he took a look at all of this, I tried to apologize. And of course, the kids were terrified at that point. He's about 6'6", big guy. And so they kind of got out of the way, and he took a look around. He said, "May I use your phone?" And the phone literally had peanut butter on the top of it, a big glob of peanut butter they'd gone with the spoon. Well, we had some new rules for the house after that. Years later, we laughed about it.
Did you get a family picture with them with the peanut butter?
I should have. It was a Kodak moment for sure. And good kids. They've grown up to be much better about housekeeping.
Because they remember.
They did remember. So, all right, 21 flavors. They can order online. They can order going to your website, which is?
UtahKernels.com.
And the phone number is?
801-224-1081.
Say it again.
801-224-1081.
Okay.
If you forget the web address, just Google Utah and popcorn and we'll pop up.
Oh.
No pun intended.
I like that. That's really fun. Okay, I'm going to go back and get all the
flavors.
details. Yeah, well, flavors, we got the flavors. I got hung up on almonds and something there. Oh, look,
caramel.
what is he doing? He's doing something. He's got, Kelly she has put us up here. And what does that all say? That says, okay, that's good. Okay, for the radio audience, we put up an address, Utah Kernels, and the phone number, and UtahKernels.com. And the address is 569 North, 1200 West in Orem, which is the frontage road to I-15 in the Orem area between Center Street and 800 North, closer to 800 North. And this is Deric Glissmeyer that I'm talking to. I'm still working on that you were in the computer business and then wound up in popcorn. But your computer experience had to help all those years that you were with those companies in marketing. I'm sure it did.
Not only the computer experience, just I had some management experience that helped out. Just obviously business, understanding how business runs, what you need to do to keep things moving. Just keep going forward.
Starting a new company is very, very scary and difficult. But if you keep putting one foot in front of the other, and if you get out and work, it will not come in and fall on you.
That's right.
You have to work it. I don't care what you're doing. We've got so many new home businesses starting up, and some make it, whether it's a network marketing because they work.
Right.
You do have to put 4 hours a day in at least if you're in a new business. And sometimes you're working another business while you're starting the new one. But 4 hours every single day will get you going. When I was at the Chamber of Commerce, the watermark was if you could keep the business open for 18 months.
Yeah.
By then you had learned a lot about how to keep your books and how to market, and you could, keep going. If you didn't make it 18 months, you were going to have a hard time.
Right.
It was going to collapse because you weren't marketing, and marketing is the key. All right, back. I didn't get all the different kinds, so we're working our way to 21, and I still haven't gotten through how do you mix all of this in the back room. So how many more flavors?
Well, we have our different fruit flavors after that. So
Okay,
we have
BYU blue.
blueberry.
Okay.
We have cherry.
That's you, that other place. Okay.
We have orange. We have lemon.
Just the fruit flavors.
Just
then.
the fruit flavors, yeah. And so from there you go through
Orange
the
and
different
lemon. Wait a minute. Lemon is a little on the sour side.
This lemon's a good lemon. It's more of a mild. It's not like your lemon drops.
It's like lemonade.
Yeah, or even more mild than that. It's surprising. Again, another surprising. The green and the yellow, people think, well, that doesn't taste good. It's very good.
Yum.
Yeah.
Is that it? That's
And
21?
that completes our 21, yeah. And then we rotate some other things throughout the year.
Okay, so now you can call in. Oh, well, I want to talk about these baskets again because some just joined us. And describe this. This is red. There's a box, and it's about 12 inches by what, 8 inches or something, 7 inches?
Yeah.
And it's a box, and he's got 3 large bags of popcorn, and I can't see the front of it.
And a couple bags in front of that.
In the front.
So that large box will fit up to 6 bags, whether they're medium or tall. If you wanted to put a bunch of mini bags in it.
And it's red with snowflakes, with great big white snowflakes, and he's got a red bow on it. It's just terrific.
We have about 5 or 6 Christmas designs they can pick from. We have a variety of ribbon that they can pick from. You can do something smaller like this at $6.50.
I kind of like that. That's a nice.
Yeah, it's a perfect little size.
$6.50 for a little gift. I think that's just great.
Yeah.
It's edible and good and great.
You can use the basket afterwards to regift if you want.
That's great for putting on your counter and putting envelopes in it. That works. For putting Christmas cards in it.
Or candy,
or
more popcorn.
Or more popcorn, that's right. Okay, so we're going to go back in the back room because we've been talking about how to pop this and where the popcorn comes from. We've covered that. So now you've got it in different vats. And are they named, the vats, or how do you do that?
Yeah, each bin is a different
so
flavor.
Got 21 bins then,
we
basically?
we have probably close to 40 bins because we'll double up on some flavors, like the chocolate avalanche and the caramel corn. Those are the best sellers. The cheddar will have multiple bins of those. Because at this time of year, we have to have at least one bin full that holds 30 gallons of popcorn full for people that come in and want tins. You know, they don't want to come back the next day or wait another hour. They need it right then, you know.
Oh, so it has to be ready to go.
So we have to have bins of popcorn that it's ready for people that are coming in for
So
tins.
it's all of it's basically freshly popped every day?
Yeah, we do a lot of turnover this time of year. The only time you won't get freshly popped is in June or July. And we still have a shelf life of almost 2 months because the bins are sealed up.
On the popcorn, if they're not.
Yeah, the bins are sealed up, and the bags are FDA approved sealing. So just keep it out of the sun and heat, and you're fine.
So in a nice cool place in the summertime.
Just any indoor place without access to the sun.
I know you must have had some interesting customers. Everybody gets interesting customers. You're grinning. I want to. Tell me something you haven't told anybody else about interesting customers, would you please?
I had an older gentleman that came in our second year, and we were so excited for business that
they walk in the door, you're ready to hug them.
What can we help you with? He said, I love black licorice. Can you make black licorice flavor? And I said, yeah, I know of some flavoring companies. I could probably find that. I said, but what kind of black licorice? He goes, the stuff you get out of the store. Well, which store? Like, are you talking Twizzler or, which?
Yeah.
And so he tried to describe it, and I said, well, the challenge with that is, like, in Europe, there's, like, 50 different kinds of black licorice. So I've got to try to find the exact match. I said the other challenge is we have to do experimentally, go through the process, and each batch of popcorn at that time does about 22 of these medium bags. So would you be willing to pay for the experiment to get the popcorn that you want, and how many bags would you want? So I'm thinking grand scale, right? I just want 1 bag.
Oh, my goodness.
I said, I'm sorry. And we both chuckled, and I said, I apologize.
So you never made?
We never made the black licorice because we did make like peach, Brigham City for peach days, ordered probably a couple 100 bags. And so we could do that for them. And it just depends. We have another customer that orders Blizzard with pink chocolate on it for their events.
So you color the white chocolate pink for their whatever they're doing.
Yeah, and then UVU, when they did their grand opening with their new library a few years ago, we did the green and yellow. And so we put those in bags and put UVU label on it. So corporations can order, colors that match their company or labeling, stuff like that.
We should do that. We should start giving out popcorn to all of our guests that come on the air. I'll have to think about that.
Yeah.
That would be fun. But the problem is I'd eat it all. I'd have it all eaten. Oh,
you'd have to have Kent keep it in his room.
Oh, you really? They'd have to put a lock and key on the door where the popcorn lives. Okay, we are going to give you the address again. So if you're in the car, pull over the side, and we're going to give you the phone number again and the website. So listen up on KHQN AM 1480. And also at pat.utahvalleylive.com. And Deric, let's give it so they can find it here.
It's utahkernels.com, or go to our store at 569 North, 1200 West in Orem, or call 801-224-1081. We can take an order for you online and take care of you.
Great. Kelly, can you do let's put a commercial up because I'm going to mention something about Kyani here, just one of Mary Louise's short ones, if you would. And I want to just say this Kyani has been so good to me, the products, that I have been diabetic over the years, and of course, as a diabetic, I tried not to eat a lot of sugar. But nevertheless, my numbers, I had to fight and take medication to keep them in control. And I have found by taking the Kyani, just the normal way, I take the Sunrise in the Morning, which is a blueberry drink with lots of minerals and vitamins and other superfruits. And then I start taking the Nitro FX, which gives me a truckload of energy and cleans out the plaque out of my brain so I can think better. My heart's functioning better. And then in the evening, I take the Omega-3, which is the Sunset. And that, of course, is pure fish oil out of the Alaskan waters. So I'm able to eat this popcorn with the sugar in it, and the antioxidants and all the other products neutralize everything. So I don't have a sugar high. And I might if I ate that whole bag full. Yeah. I'm not going to test that, but I might. So can we hear that commercial, Kelly? Great. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Mary Louise Zeller. I'm an independent distributor with Kyani, and I've achieved in 3 years the rank of Blue Diamond. I'm here today to tell you about one of Kyani's 3 products. They have 3 products called the Triangle of Health. This product is Kyani Sunrise. It's a very, very powerful antioxidant based on superfruits. The first most important one being the wild Alaskan blueberry that has 20 times the antioxidant value of the common blueberry, and that was ranked number 1 of all fruits and vegetables in its antioxidant power. In addition, we've got a rich array of many other superfruits. One of the ones I like is goji, which has 18 essential amino acids, also omega-3s and 6s. It's loaded with liquid vitamins and minerals, all of which are in a form that your body can use wholly. I think this is a leading-edge, best money can buy antioxidant product. Hi, I'm Mary Louise.
Okay, we're back. Thank you for coming back with us, and we appreciate your being here today. And I just want to say the holidays are difficult for some people, in fact, everybody, at one point or the other. Take a deep breath and let the stress go, and go out and visit Deric and his wife and his family out there, and the kids that are working for him. It's a fun place to be. Doesn't cost very much to have a good time. Stocking stuffers, they're all sizes. We're going to show the sizes again. This is your small stocking stuffer. This one is $4.50.
$1.75.
Excuse me. This is $1.75. And the next size is the $4.50, right? Mm-hmm. And then we have the larger size, which is
$7.50.
$7.50, and this is a pound of the popcorn. And so 21 flavors. Go out there and knock yourself out. It's fun. They have little cups that you can taste and test the different flavors. And now with 21, would you please line me up 21 cups? And I'm just going to go right down, make sure I have a bottle of water at the end. But go out and have some fun with these folks. They're at I should know it by now, 569 North, 1200 West in Orem. And the phone number is
801-224-1081.
224-81.
1081.
I say it again. I've messed it up badly. Now everybody pay attention.
801-224-1081.
1081. Okay, and get your Christmas treat. Now, if you're in a situation where no one's going to give you presents for Christmas, go buy yourself one, because for about $6.50, is that what this one is?
Yep.
Hold that up so they can see that and which one we're talking about. And for our radio audience, this is a small little box about the size of a small purse, but it's got three bags of popcorn in it. They're the smaller size, but this is a wonderful gift to give. Put a little tag on that. They've got it all tied up in cellophane. The box is green with red Santa on it, and it's just a fun treat. It's got red cherry popcorn in there. It's got some other flavors. You can pick whatever flavor you want, but you can make this whatever you want it to be. But go buy yourself something for Christmas. Years ago, when I was first single, I was so sad, and I looked at myself one day and I thought, this is nuts. Go have a good time. So this is one of the things I do to have a good time. I buy popcorn. Then I raise my left arm to my mouth and give myself a couple of kisses. So I wish that for you today. Go make a good day for yourself and go get some popcorn out in Orem. Deric, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Pat.
This has really been fun. You can take all the bags away, but of course you don't want the one I've opened, so I'll be forced to eat all that chocolate popcorn for lunch today. And thank you again for bringing all of this down to us. And again, they will put together any size, ship it anywhere you want it to go. If you've got something you want to add to it, a book, a bottle of juice, or anything you want to put in there, a game, whatever it is, they can do that for you out at Utah Kernels in Orem, right? And they can call in anything you want to do. They will do it for you. Well, almost. They probably wouldn't put on a party for you.
Anything with popcorn.
Anything with popcorn. That sounds better. Thank you again for being with us. And again, have a safe day and make it fun. Bye-bye.